Hello students, in this new video in my channel, that is Mathematics Without Tears, I am going to discuss about a very interesting sum where we have to find the value of root over 6 plus root over 6 plus root over 6 plus root over 6, and it is going to continue forever. That means here it is never ending square root. In terms of mathematics, we call it nested radical. Now, though this sum seems to be very complicated, with the basic knowledge of algebra, this sum can be solved. If we consider this whole thing to be x, we can write x equals to this. X equals to root over 6 plus, now if you see this one nicely, root over 6 plus root over 6 plus root over 6, and since it is going to continue forever, so this part is nothing but another x. We can consider this part to be x. So instead of this part, we are writing x. So here we got x equals to root over 6. This 6 I have written here, plus instead of this whole block, we have written x. Since square root is involved, to remove this square root, we have to square both the sides. So if I square both the sides, I am going to get x square here, and here it will be root over 6 plus x whole square. What we have done? We have just squared both the sides. Now x square equals to this square root and square, they will nullify each other. We are left with 6 plus x. Transpose these two in the other side, we are going to get x square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. X square minus x minus 6 equals to 0. It's a quadratic equation, and it can be solved in various techniques by using quadratic formula or by simple middle term factorization. Now if I use middle term factorization, coefficient of x square is 1 and here it is minus 6. So 1 into minus 6, I am going to get minus 6. So here product is minus 6. Since it is negative, we need two numbers whose difference should be this coefficient, not the sign, only the number. Here number is 1. Since here coefficient of x, if you forget the sign, it is 1. So we need two numbers whose difference should be 1, and that product should be minus 6. We can consider 3 and 2 because 3 minus 2 is 1. So here x square minus, here's 1x, instead of 1 we can write 3 minus 2 x minus 6 equals to 0. Always remember, after multiplying the coefficient of x square and the constant term, this whole thing, if it is negative, we need two numbers whose difference should be this number. And here since it is 1, so we are writing 3 minus 2, which is equals to 1. So this can be written as x square minus 3x minus plus twice x minus 6 equals to 0. Now from first two, I can take x common. We are left with x minus 3. And from last two, if I take plus 2 common, we are left with x minus 3 equals to 0. So it will be x minus 3. We have taken common, so we are left with x plus 2 equals to 0. So either x minus 3 equals to 0 or x plus 2 equals to 0. From here we get x equals to 3, and from here we are going to get x equals to minus 2. Sum of this part cannot be negative, so negative part we are going to reject. And since sum cannot be negative, so we are rejecting this part. We can write here rejected. Therefore, sum of this never-ending square root is 3 because we have considered x equal to this, and ultimately we got x equals to 3. Therefore, the required answer is 3. After seeing the question, it seems to be very complicated, but with the basic knowledge of algebra, we have solved it in few steps. I hope all of you have enjoyed it, you liked it, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.